What are you asking for, a new trial?
I'm new. I haven't got the first one yet.
You're asking for a trial.
Just a trial. Just give me my rights. All I want is the same rights that my fathers died for. The same rights that says United States of America. I see Reagan getting up in the United Nations telling the world how human rights are so important and how we should give all the humans rights. And then he turned around and asked him on the darker side, what about Charlie? He said, oh, well, he don't deserve no rights. Well, if I don't deserve no rights, then who does deserve rights? I didn't break no law.
Right now you're coming up for parole. You have the right to come up before a parole board. Do you want to get out on parole?
Parole for what? Parole to where? I want my rights. My rights, you give me a parole every other day, it doesn't give me my rights. If I don't have any rights, he doesn't have any rights. He doesn't have any rights, and you don't have any rights.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, in other words, if everybody gets equal rights, you got equal rights to the rights I got. And that's to sit down and keep your mouth shut or get your jaw broken. Is that the rights you want?
Hey everybody, this is Jay Blackfoot with Red Dawn Post and reddawnpost.com. Underground news that mainstream media doesn't talk about. That's what I share. And in this video, I'm going to talk about something the mainstream media definitely isn't talking about, and that's the Bilderberg group. And the Bilderberg meeting happening, I believe, this weekend. But I'll leave a few links in the description area to where you can do your own research, look into it. I would also do a search on it if you've never heard of this. It's a meeting of top officials and heads of state from different countries, including the U.S., and CEOs who get together and basically control everything, figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and what breaks they're going to give themselves, and, how they're going to make their chariots bigger and their crowns bigger and their yachts bigger and their slaves poorer. So here's a website, dailymail.com. I'll go through a couple of these things, explaining it a little bit more with the pictures here. It says on ground, on guard. A picture of, these are the police right here. See how far away they're keeping people. And this is taxpayer money going to all this, by the way. Police patrol the grounds of the Grove Hotel, which is hosting the annual Bilderberg conference. The grounds. Look at the grounds. Look at that. Gee, I wonder why they picked this place. Demonstration. Protesters stand behind a security barrier in the grounds of the Grove Hotel. Conspiracy theorists believe the conference is where business leaders plot world domination. And this is exactly what they do. The reporter that I'll show you in a minute that interviewed Alex Jones says, well, what if it's just like a bunch of guys getting together to play golf or whatever? Well, it's not about that. They took this job knowing that it was a felony under the Logan Act. So they just can't hang out and play golf and rub elbows with certain people. And that's just the law that they made. Their law. So I forgot to punch this up here because I was going to share that with you too. I'll get that in a minute. Okay, famous for being shrouded in secrecy, the Bilderberg Conference has taken place in Britain for the first time since 1998, and conspiracy theorists believe this is where leaders plot world domination. See, they keep putting that out there. Yes, okay, we believe that certain people, and these people have a big hand in it. These might even be the families and the bloodline that are at the very, very top of this pyramid that you find on the back of your dollar bill. I mean, well, come on, why is it there? There's reasons for this stuff. And why are we just finding out about it now when this has been going on since 1954, I believe it is. But the media kept it quiet, like it's no big deal. If a bunch of celebrities were together in this place, there'd be helicopters flying all over it, and it'd be big time news. These are heads of state, kings, queens, billionaires, CEOs, heads of state, and politicians from different countries. Silver cars with blacked out windows. Why, they drive in with blacked out windows, so you don't know who they are. Why? Enter the gates of the Grove Hotel near Watford in Hertfordshire this morning for a secretive meeting of the Bilderberg Group. What's all the secrets about? And this isn't the only group either. you know. And one more thing, I mean, we could chase the Bilderberg group and we could chase all these groups around, but we need to start thinking of a solution as well. Okay, all these things are happening. What's the solution? My thought is to get off the system completely. You keep playing into the system, make us a law that makes cannabis legal. Why? Why do we need them to make a law, kill some more trees with tons of paperwork, just to tell us we don't need anybody to tell us we can or can't do anything. We're free. We're human beings. Who are these people that think they're controlling everything? Who think they make laws for them, but none of the laws affect them? Let's get over to this interview before I go too long here. This is an Alex Jones interview with BBC. I guess the reporter tries to paint him in a corner, of course, and stuff. Notice the police are backed away. The BBC reporter's there, and everything's fine. When the BBC reporter leaves, he's going to tell Alex Jones that he has to leave now. So something's going on there. One person's allowed there, but others aren't. So here it is.
What bothers me is there have been indictments before and criminal investigations of insider trading, of all sorts of impropriety going on. Massive illegal lobbying has gone on in Bilderberg for weapons deals, energy companies, you name it. And you'll not just have 140 attendees or so, you'll have 30 to 50 or even more secret attendees. That's why they cover their faces up. Government ministers, regulators, heads of the EU, antitrust, meeting with Google, meeting with Microsoft, meeting with individual men that are worth 50, 60, 70 billion dollars. And that's why you've got the police from 4 different constabularies here just minutes ago saying we need to move off and don't even shoot video here. And we're not even allowed to be here 20 feet off the sidewalk because they're afraid of what will be done to them and their careers if they don't properly currency to the global organized mafia that's meeting 500 to 600 yards away with an iron fence paid for by taxpayers. So here we are, British citizens, American citizens, others, we all have a stake in knowing what's happening here because leaders from my government, leaders from the UK, they're all in there deciding all sorts of deals like not paying taxes. Most of the men and women in there pay almost zero tax because they've written the tax laws. They have influenced them. So somebody like myself who's middle class, I pay 40% federal tax, over 65% total taxes. Most of these guys, they've had mainstream news articles, pay less than 10% tax of any form. And that's what's going on is tax avoidance meetings with federal regulators of the EU, the UK, and the United States. And it is outrageous that this is happening. You're right, I'm a conspiracy theorist. That there's a major scandal in the UK right now with 3 members of Parliament resigning over illegal lobbying and allegations of that. And you're right, there's no Bilderberg meeting. I mean, they said for 50 years this doesn't exist. They said for 30 plus years when reporters were exposing in the U.S. it didn't exist. I have been there with the Secret Service aiming MP5 machine guns at me to try to scare me on video. And the New York Times says it doesn't exist and I have high-def footage. Okay, with Marines on the roof with rocket launchers and anti-aircraft missiles in case somebody throws a flat plane into it. They've probably got anti-aircraft missiles in there right now. They've got a no-fly zone over this deal. Okay, well, even if it is just wealthy people playing golf, having a nice meal, why is there a taxpayer-paid for iron fence up there? Why are there police here? No, we have the minutes of Bilderberg out of the National Archives, given to myself and others. The leaks. We have the indictments back in the 70s. We have the new WikiLeaks documents where in the Kissinger says the illegal we go immediately, the unconstitutional takes longer. It's more of a Schwarzenegger type accent, but that's what's going on. We know. It's not our opinion. And the idea that it's a conspiracy theory that royalty and heads of state and robber barons meet in secret to scheme, the idea that that doesn't exist is a complete and total fraud. Here's the. You know why we know? You know why we know where they're meeting now? Until about a decade ago, they wouldn't release the list. They wouldn't talk about their so-called agenda because people said it didn't exist. In the United States, they still say this doesn't even exist. Now it's like, Alex, you've proven it exists. Aren't you discredited? This is all a conspiracy theory. We know that there are powerful people who are going to be attending this, like Queen Beatrix and her son and others, whose wealth is a state secret. And it's come out and been leaked that a lot of that is taxpayer funded. You've got people that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars who want more taxpayer money and expect all the police to come out here and serve them on a silver platter while EU, UK, and American taxpayers bail them out for trillions of dollars from derivative bank scam. I got documents out of Bilderberg 2006 when they were openly planning to flood the U.S. housing market to create a crisis and then demand bank surveillance. This is a global mafia. Doesn't mean everybody there.
Okay, so I'm just going to cut ahead here a little bit. I'll leave the link in the description area to the whole video. I just want you to see what happens at the end here real quick when he gets pushed out after the BBC reporter leaves. And I just wanted to talk about a solution really quick. The solution isn't marching armed inside this system to Washington, D.C. Doing anything, protesting, anything inside this system besides other certain things like growing food is, you're just wasting your time. The whole system is no good. It was built by these people and their families and their bloodline, and they're all related, and you can look that up too. From Obama being related to Cheney and on up the chain. It's certain families. They're called royalty. And they may not be the ones running the show. We need more people to look into this and get interested, because the Vatican plays a big part in this too, and the Jesuits, which are behind the scenes power people that you don't see, like the Black Pope, the Pontifex Maximus, I think it is. But anyway, the solution is growing food. It's getting off this system, not diving in head first and just, but getting off the material things slowly, helping each other, start growing food, partner up and learn how to do it together with somebody. Have these groups, make it a group type thing, make it a get together or whatever, But we need to get off of this system, or we're just blowing smoke. So here's when the BBC reporter leaves here. Don't forget to look in the description area for all these links and do some looking around. I know it's work. I do it all the time.
Secret. They covered Davos. They covered G20. This is basically a secret Davos G20 meeting. And I'm crazy. Now notice the BBC turned off. Here come the cops. Go ahead. Tell me. Come on. Yes, we did. Okay. And then where would you like us to move? Down the road where? Can you tell us what's covered by the restrictions? Come on in.
Certainly this side of the road in this glass there.
And then we're supposed to be. When are we supposed to be let into the free speech zone?
Tomorrow morning, I think it's about 8 o'clock.
And how close does it come to the road so we can take photos of the gangsters? Is that the edge of the road?
You need to speak with protest liaison officers.
Okay, sure. Where is the protest liaison officer?
I'll get him to meet you.
And what is your name, sir?
Darren.
Can I shake your hand? Very nice to meet you. Hey, I just want to give you the news because I actually read it in the Financial Times. In about 5 years, your whole pension's gone. No amount of tax raises will get it. You've all been robbed by these people. Remember, they've stolen all your money on purpose to impoverish you. So just remember that.
Thanks, Phil.
Just remember. Just remember.
Thanks a lot.
You bet. Enjoy it.
Thanks, guys.
So there you go. Links are in the description area. I wanted to show you the Logan Act. Look up the Logan Act. I don't know what's going on here. Well, okay, here it is. Real quick. The Logan Act is a single federal statute making it a crime for a citizen to confer with foreign governments against the interests of the United States. Specifically, it prohibits citizens from negotiating with other nations on behalf of the United States without authorization. Congress established the Logan Act in 1799, less than 1 year after passage of the Alien and Sedition Acts, which authorized the arrest and deportation of aliens and prohibited men written communication defamatory to the U.S. government. Okay, and on it goes. You can read the whole thing. I'll leave the link in the description area. They're not supposed to be meeting there without approval from Congress. I don't care if they're golfing. I don't care if they're doing a ritual to Saturn. I don't care if they are slaughtering a goat. I don't care if they are sacrificing a lamb. I do care if there's children involved. Very much so. And it really burns my ass to think that that may be something allegedly going on. And castles in certain places with thousands of points of light coming in through the roofs of them and stuff like that. So anyway, before I get on a tangent, this is it. The Logan Act prohibiting this kind of meeting. It's a felony. We have the jails overcrowded with pot smokers, and these people are committing felonies and other things that are wrong with the criminal justice system. So there you go. Links in the description area. The next video is going to be about a movie coming out called Purge. I got to do some research, pull up some things, but Purge has something to do with what happened in Rome years ago during Christmas time. So look for that next. This is Jay Blackfoot with RedDawnPost.com, Underground News.